Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I'm very pleased to be joined by Robert Stevenson, the candidate for UKIP for the City of Westminster, Central London. Robert, you're an IT professional, originally from Grantham, Lincolnshire. What is a nice young man like you doing in UKIP? Why are you in the wrong party?
No, I joined UKIP because I'm very unhappy with the country. I see a cartel of establishment parties that are composed of entirely of career politicians that don't care about the future of the country, they only care about their own careers. And I think that the country's reached a tipping point, and I believe that UKIP is the party that cares about the people of this country.
It's a protest vote. Are you a member of UKIP as a means of protest because you're fed up and it's a protest vote?
Well, there's nothing wrong with protesting. Yes, it is. I am protesting by being in UKIP, but we need to protest because if we don't protest, nothing changes. However, I do believe that in the party, if we are to get anywhere, we cannot be seen simply as a point of protest. We do have to put our case across of what Britain under UKIP would look like, and I think that over the next few weeks you'll be seeing more of that.
And you're not the typical or the usual UKIP candidate we've come across on the Sikh channel. We've had a whole selection of UKIP candidates, and they do vary as to background and motivation and understanding of your policies. Is it just a disparate group of people who are just unhappy with the status quo?
No. I wouldn't call the members of UKIP disparate. I would call them diverse and eclectic. If you speak to people in UKIP, they've come from all backgrounds, all walks of life. We're not a superficially diverse party, and what I mean by that is if you go to a Labour Party or Green Party, they think to be diverse, what that means is you have to have an ethnic minority, your quota of women, LGBT people. We have all that in UKIP, but what makes us diverse is our backgrounds. There's people from all walks of life, different career backgrounds. We haven't just gone to university, got a job at a think tank, then got ourselves a job as a parliamentary researcher, etc. We have actually done something before going into politics.
What policy has really attracted you to UKIP? What it is about UKIP that attracts you, and why have you signed up to represent them?
Well, the main thing is the whole party's raison d'etre was to leave the European Union. And I believe that organisation is encroaching on our sovereignty. It's making us difficult to make decisions for ourselves. And I don't think we can do much to sort out the current state of the country while we remain in the European Union. That, I believe, withdrawal from the European Union is a prerequisite for national renewal.
Do you think that's a recipe for disaster, to withdraw from Europe, from the larger common market and all the benefits it brings of free movement of trade and people, and become an isolated island? Is that what you want?
No, not at all. The reason why I think we should leave the European Union is so we can trade with the world. Just because we're not part of the European Union doesn't mean we can't trade with them. We could have all the benefits of trade but without having to be governed by the Brussels diktat. And I know free movement of people amongst Europe that's clearly not benefiting our country. We need to have control over our borders so we can plan for public services and so on. It's creating havoc.
Immigration has been a big standard cry for the UKIP party, and because of that has had some adverse publicity, and some of your members, councillors and so on, have made racist comments and been disciplined and expelled from the party. Is UKIP now in danger of being labelled as a racist anti-immigration party? Is that the mainstay of it?
No, but the media is guilty of doing that, of flagging up people that make racist remarks, derogatory remarks about immigrants. But you could easily say the same thing if you went and interviewed members of the Labour Party and the Conservative Party. If you wanted to find it, you'd equally be shocked. If you wanted to trawl through their Facebook pages, comments they've made online, I think we actually are probably the most sane party on immigration because we don't believe in discriminating people based on their national origin. It's madness, the current immigration policy, where we have a preference for people from European states. which means we can't choose the brightest and best from around the world. We have to turn down people from Australia, from India, from America, from the West Indies, all countries that we've had common ties with.
And Nigel Farage, who won't stand after this election as the leader, who should be the next leader of UKIP? Would you like to lead the party at some point in the future?
Well, the job isn't vacant yet, and Nigel Farage will only stand down, I believe, if he fails to win in Thanet South. However, he is the bookies' favourite, so I suspect that job won't be vacant for some time.
And what's your message to the Sikh channel viewers who may see UKIP as a fringe party, as an anti-immigration, perhaps bordering on racist lines? It's got that unsavoury sort of image and bad press. What would you say to the Sikh channel viewers to try and ask them to vote for you and your other party members around the country?
Well, I would say to them the same that I would say to all people. Our interests are all the same. Our values are your values. We all want to see a rise in our living standards. We want to have, we want our children and our grandchildren to have as good a lives as we did, if not better. And no, we are a colourblind party. We don't care what your background is. We want to make this the best community for everybody, and that's why our policy on immigration, as I've said, we do not want to discriminate people based on their national origins. That's quite clear. It's nothing to do with race.
And so you opened the borders to international immigration. What sort of controls would you seek to impose upon numbers?
Well, we don't have strict immigration quotas. What we want to do is have a point system so that anyone, regardless of which country they come from, can come in. Now, it will probably be between 20 and 50,000 a year. That's a ballpark figure. But the reason why we've not set a target is because, as you know, targets are constantly distrusted by the public. But it's important what we're doing by saying between 20 and 50,000 a year, because that's pretty much the same numbers that were arriving following the Second World War and the mid-90s. So that's a historical standard. That's normality, and immigration worked very well between those years. It's only gone haywire in the last 15 years or so.
We're here in the centre of London at the moment, and immigration has added a lot to this city. London wouldn't be where it is now. But the city it is without all those immigrants. So immigration has benefited the country.
It has indeed, but only when it's at manageable levels. 20 years ago, when immigration was at the levels that I've said, between 20 and 50,000 a year, immigration was not a political issue. When UKIP was founded in 1993, there was nothing in our manifesto about immigration. It's only become an issue since 1997.
Since a downturn in the economy, perhaps?
No,
prompted it?
No, I don't think it was. It was an issue in the 2005 election, which coincided in 2004 when these European countries were opened up. It's become an issue because we don't control the borders anymore. That's why it's an issue.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you very much for joining Sikh Channel, and we wish you well in the forthcoming election.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.